I said, hey, yo, guys, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mojados, and we back for another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, we are going to be talking about everything Woo Network, okay? Everything you need to know about what is Woo Network, tokenomics, staking, governance, all that fun aspects of the Woo Network. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Mo. I like to come on this channel, research different protocols, learn about different things in the space. It's ever moving, very fast paced. So guys, there's never like a dead moment in crypto, guys. If you guys have been around for quite a while, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And let's jump right in. I'm going to keep replaying that every single time because this is hilarious. Okay. Oh damn, I gotta hold it back here, right? All right. Next time I want to play it, I gotta definitely get the Woo going. But guys, again, we're gonna be talking about everything Woo, right? Woo Ventures, Woo Fi, Woo X, Woo Trade. Woo Network is everything, including the Woo DAO as well. And most recently, we saw Binance Labs leads a $12 million Series A investment in Woo Network of 2022. And as we scroll down, we got what is Woo Network background, Woo Network funding collaboration, tokenomics, governance, staking, technical analysis, and what do we take away from this? So let's jump right in. What is Woo Network? Woo Network is a liquidity hub that connects market participants to deep liquidity. This means that exchanges, institutions, traders can access decentralized liquidity at near zero cost. Woo Network pulls together CeFi and DeFi services that enable various cryptocurrencies that market participants need to trade. Woo Network is made up of several elements per the first photo above. Woo X is a centralized exchange that has access to deep liquidity. Woo Trade is a liquidity pool that gives order books deeper depth and tightens up bid-ask spreads. Woo Fi is a decentralized exchange that provides DeFi related services like yield farming, collateral, and so much more. Woo Ventures Woo Ventures is an investment arm that seeks to partner with projects and ecosystems. Woo Network has a variety of products, but stems from acting as a liquidity hub. So basically, Woo Network is, a bunch of things like I've mentioned, but the whole purpose of Woo Network is just to act as deep liquidity, in my opinion. Okay. Now, the whole point of why this was created, which we're going to get into in a second, is because there's a lack of liquidity when it comes to moving billions of dollars, right? So we're going to talk about that in a second. So Woo Network background, right? So Woo Network is a project based out of, I'm going to butcher this, Taipei, Taiwan. I don't know how, guys, hopefully I said that right. And it was founded by Jack Tan and Mark Pimentel in 2019. Both founders, Jack Ma and Mark, previously founded a trading research firm called Kronos Research. While being at Kronos Research, they noticed that it was difficult to access deep liquidity in crypto. The founders created Woo Network because they wanted to solve the issue of deep liquidity by making it more easily accessible and affordable for traders. Both founders have a strong technical background as they used to work at firms like Citadel, Sun Trading, BNP Paribas, Citi, and Deutsche Bank. So they have some good experience under their belt. And, currently they're both present at Woo Network and Kronos Research. So Kronos Research still exists. And of course, Woo Network still exists. They're working on both simultaneously. And so in short, they kind of knew that this was a problem and they kind of fix it themselves, right? And so that makes it interesting, right? Because being at Kronos Research, they were like, we need to access deep liquidity. And there's no solution right now in the crypto space. So let's go ahead and create the solution. So that's kind of the birth of how Woo Network came to be. And then moving on to Woo funding and collaboration. Woo Network held an IEO in November of 2021. They raised about $30 million, which equated to 10% of Woo's total supply that was sold on participating exchanges. Woo Network has prominent investors like Binance Labs, Crypto.com Capital, Dragonfly Capital, Kronos Research, Three Arrows Capital, rest in peace, and many more. Woo Network strategically partnered with many exchanges, which creates a mutually beneficial relationship per the image below. The partnerships help accomplish higher network volumes by capturing more order flows, which creates a bigger pool of liquidity to access across all exchanges. Woo Network also has ecosystem partners like Chainlink, BitTorrent, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, VeChain, Algorand, Phantom, and so many more that can be found here. So, guys, In short, what they're doing here is something that I have not seen in this space before. They are basically working with other exchanges. So you would ideally think, okay, Woo Network is competing with Binance, or it's competing with Coinbase or any other exchange. Yes, in some ways, the Woo exchange that they have, right? I think it was called, Woo X. It's technically competing, right? But it's not about Woo X, right? It's not about that. Woo X is basically an element to what they're trying to solve. The main thing that they're trying to solve is accessing deep liquidity. And what they're doing is something that we have not seen before, is by partnering with other exchanges that one would assume is a competitor. They're partnering with them, and by partnering with them, everybody wins. They're creating a mutually beneficial relationship, right? Because Woo is partnering with 1inch, right? 1inch now has the exchange volume from other DeFi and CeFi exchanges, because what's happening is all the liquidity is being pulled together, and all these exchanges are kind of helping each other out, which is quite interesting, because again, this creates one big pool of liquidity. And you can see here that they have centralized exchanges, they have decentralized exchanges, and so together they're working as one to make it happen. And this is something that I have not seen before. And for those who really understand liquidity and what the importance is of having tight bid and ask spreads on the order book, can really understand this. And I think that this is, again, really clever, something that we have not seen before. And Woo Network is doing it differently. And so let's move on. Again, when I saw this, guys, I'm very familiar with why liquidity is important, and also how this space is going to keep growing as well. The importance of liquidity is something that people don't understand just yet. And again, being that Woo is in front and they're titan in the space right now, right? It's just fascinating to see. So yeah, moving on to the tokenomics, right? So usually I like a project because the project is good, right? But the tokenomics sometimes suck. But honestly, Woo's tokenomics is not bad at all. So let's go ahead and jump right into this, okay? So token information, tokenomics. Woo is an ERC and BEP20 token that is used on both Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. Circulating supply is 1.15 billion. I'm just going to say 1.1 billion, make it easy, with a max cap supply of 3 billion tokens, according to CoinGecko. Woo has multiple use cases like staking, lower trading fees. So if you hold a certain amount of tokens, you get a better fee structure on Woo X. You get airdrops, so basically, if you are holding the Woo token, you kind of get airdrops, because what happens is that there's an arm, it's called Woo Ventures, and anytime they invest in something, you kind of get airdrop tokens, which is something that is just crazy, right? You get airdrops. There's also yield farming and collateral DeFi purposes. That's where WooFi steps in, right? So that is that. You have social trading capability, which is something I think they're going to implement, which is not out yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. And governance. So lots of use cases within the Woo network from multiple things that Woo is working on, right? So that's, again, really cool to see multiple use cases. And this is my favorite part, right? Woo token has an aggressive burn, which is good for holders. More details on that here. So you guys can go here. You guys can go ahead and read the full thing, but I'm going to give you guys the breakdown. Every month, 50% of the Woo network revenue is utilized to buy back Woo on the open markets and then burn it. Let me read that one more time. Every month, 50% of Woo network revenue is utilized to buy back Woo tokens on the open market and then burn it. Okay? So in short, what's happening is that if they make $100 million in 1 month, they take $50 million of that revenue and they just buy back Woo tokens on the secondary market and then burn it. That is insanity. Because I personally believe that Woo network is going to continue growing. Clearly, we see that Binance was interested in investing in them because they're aware that this is a big problem. It's going to continue to grow. And honestly, I personally believe that DeFi is going to continue to outgrow CeFi, right? Because we're seeing so much overreach from governments that people are not going to want to use, CeFi that much. DeFi is going to continue to grow. And guys, the fact that we're seeing Woo right now, in this type of environment is just like astronomical, right? It's just like, it just blows my mind. And like, I don't mean to like give you guys hopium right now. Like, I've just been in the space for 5 years. I know where there's a lot of gaps. I know that when I see something that's like really good, like I feel like very confident about it. And I think you guys can hear my voice right now. Like, let me get back on topic here, okay? But should Woo Network be successful, then the tokens will keep disappearing. And this reminds me of BNB token, okay? There's an aggressive burn on BNB token, and clearly we saw how well BNB token did as far as gains are concerned, right? And so, it just depends, right? And so there's a lot of things that, vary depending on this burn structure. Should Woo Network fail, that's a possibility. I'm not here to give you 100% hopium, right? I want to talk about the risks as well. There's a risk there that maybe Woo Network's success declines and then the burn is not as aggressive as we think. There's a possibility. And I want to just tell you guys that because you don't want to invest blindly. Think about it, right? And so that's a risk, right? What if Woo Network, something happens and they're not as successful and whatever the fuck, right? I just want to put that into your mind that they can fail. I don't want to just go on here and talk about why I'm bullish on it without talking about the risks of it as well. So there's a possibility that Woo Network could fail because maybe, some bullshit happens where they don't grow as much as we anticipate, right? But I personally believe, because of things that I'm showing you right now in this video, that they will be successful. I just want to, let you guys know that it's a possibility that they can fail. Okay, I just want to say that because damn it, I cannot find that many flaws in this network. And so, the burn makes me the most bullish in this damn network. Okay, is because I believe that they're gonna keep on growing. They're gonna keep on burning more and more tokens because this network is super, super well thought out when it comes to what they're trying to solve and how they're even burning tokens. Okay, Tokenomics and the project both do like extremely well, so they check both boxes. Okay, and then moving on. As for the token breakdown, 10% of the supply was sold in IEO. So they have 3 billion tokens. 300 million of those tokens were sold in an IEO. If you guys don't know what an IEO is, it's an initial exchange offering. So that happened. Yep. And then as for the total supply, 20% of the sales, 20% of the tokens were allocated to token sales. 25% is dedicated to the team and advisors with a 4-year lockup period. So until 2023 of, let's see, I think November. When did they start? Yeah, I'll find it. But I think around 2023 November, that's when they started the Woo Network. So that's probably when they'll get their tokens. And then, 5% is allocated for liquidity management, and the remaining 50% is reserved for Woo Network ecosystem and staking rewards. So that's pretty dope. So this is the breakdown here if you guys want to take more of a look at it. Then you have the governance. So this is another thing. There's a Woo DAO, which I didn't mention up here, okay? The Woo DAO is also another really interesting element of this entire network. The Woo DAO is another core element in the Woo network. The Woo DAO has grown to a multi-million-dollar treasury that has been managed within a Discord chat. Guys, that's amazing. The Woo DAO has been able to partner with many well-known entities all through the governance process. They have been able to accomplish, I'm going to name a few things that I found that were interesting. Launch Woo Financial NFT by partnering with the NFT marketplace for Binance. They also were able to provide liquidity for Woo and Near and Ref Finance to support the Woo liquidity in the Near ecosystem. They also made Woo one of the deepest liquidity pools in Bancor and become one of the multi-sig signers on the Bancor DAO. So, this is all through a DAO, and these things that are happening, they might seem small, they might seem big, but I just think that overall that they're making progress in the DAO. Okay, a lot of DAOs that I see, they don't make that much progress. But the fact that they're moving, the fact that they were able to work and partner with the Binance NFT marketplace, the fact that they're providing liquidity for the Near ecosystem and becoming one of the multi-sig signers for the Bancor DAO is just showing that they're growing, and they're showing that people want to work with them as well, right? It doesn't work one way. It also works the other way as well. When people want to work with you, they'll also be happy to do business with you, right? And, working with Binance is not something light to say, right? And so again, heavy emphasis on that. And the Woo DAO continues to contribute to grants as well. So there's other parts of the DAO, right? There's just, the ongoing growth, and there's also grants as well. So the Woo DAO also contributes to grants, ongoing compensation to contributors, and bounties that benefit the Woo DAO, Woo Network, or the public good. More on the Woo DAO may be learned here. So there's a bunch of things on the Woo DAO. I'm just giving you guys little chops of everything so that you understand the main components, so that if you do decide to, invest, you kind of have a understanding. But I feel like I'm giving you guys a lot here, but a little bit of everything, right? Because, you know, for me, I like to be really informed when I'm buying something. I don't like to just buy shit and don't understand what the hell it does, okay? A lot of people come on this damn place and just buy shit coins and they don't know what the fuck it does. And that right there will get you wrecked, okay? At least understand what you're doing so that even if the price fluctuates, you know what the you know, the protocol is doing, or the network is doing, or the people behind it, and just overall have a good understanding of everything about the network, okay? And then moving on to the staking. Woo token holders may contribute to the network by staking. Staking rewards are 1.43% APR weekly, okay? And have no minimum requirement of tokens with a lockup period of 7 days. An additional 100K, let me read that again. I can't even, hold on. I need a sip of water because a lot of reading. An additional monthly reward of 100K Woo is shared by stakers across the blockchain. More on that here. So you get 1.43% weekly. Okay, so that's probably what, like 5% a month, and you're compounding that, which is pretty cool. And then you also get an additional 100K Woo shared by all the people who are staking, and that I found very, very interesting. And I'm gonna pull up a screenshot of where I saw that because I was like, yo, that is nuts. And am I able to find it here? Yes, I am. There it is. So this is a screenshot I got here, and it says basically, you know, so 1.43% APR, and you're also, it's a 7-day unstaking period. So if you do decide to stake, you just know that you're going to be like kind of stuck for 7 days, and an additional 100K Woo is shared across stakers across blockchains. Which guys, woo! Woo! Guys, that is sick, okay? I have not seen a structure like that before, and that is very, very cool because, guys, if you're staking Woo, I mean, listen, as a W's, you're compounding your gains, and you might even get a little bit sprinkled on top, right, for everybody else. And another thing that's interesting is that there's 36, so currently 36.87% of all circulating supply is staked, and there are over 20,000 unique token holders, according to Etherscan and CoinGecko. So I went on to Etherscan, I put in the contract address, and I found 10,000 addresses on Etherscan and 10,000 addresses on Binance Smart Chain. So this is how I came up with the 20,000 number. Please let me know if you guys see anything else or anything in this video that's wrong. Just let me know. I would love to correct it because I'm all about finding accurate information and, you know, putting out high valuable content for you guys so that you guys can know whether or not, you know, something is strong or not, right? So yeah. So just like any other staking consensus, staking rewards diminish as more and more people join the network. So that makes sense. As more and more people stake, obviously you can imagine the network gets more congested. There's less rewards in that network. And again, here you can see about almost like 1/3 or more than 1/3 of the network is staking Woo because they believe in the long-term value of Woo. I guess other people might be just holding on because of, you know, they're able to, you know, use it as collateral or maybe something else that we're seeing, because we got to remember that there's a bunch of things that you can do with Woo tokens. We mentioned that you can get, you know, you can use it as collateral, right? I think we mentioned that. And you know, some people, I guess, are holding it on the exchange to get the fee structure. So I don't know how it all works, but guys, you can even yield farm as well. And I just showed you guys one thing. So maybe like people who are using Woo is probably higher than 36.87%. But these are just the people that are staking their Woo. So that is that. And about 40% of the supply is released. Another 60% will be happening soon. So yeah, don't worry about that. And then moving on to the technical analysis part here. Woo had an amazing run from 2 cents all the way to 1.78, yielding 88x returns. Ever since Woo hit all-time highs, we have seen the price fall and start going sideways, right? So you guys can see 88x returns. That was insanity. Like, you know, that just shows that a lot of people love Woo, right? And it's fallen, but a lot of protocols have actually been falling below their all-time like lows, right? And the fact that Woo's still up here, it just shows that people want to buy Woo, which kind of makes me pretty bullish on you know, what we can expect for the future, right? Sometimes you can just look at a chart and know, like, okay, this network, people are bullish on it, so that's going to be something to watch. Price is likely to consolidate before making a new move. The way the correction subdivides will give hints on how the next move plays out, Bottom structures typically take a long time to form and reverse when bears are exhausted, so it's patient to stay clear for a clear pattern. It's possible to sweep the 6 cents for a capitulation wick. All in all, the price action of the chart is very bullish over long term, and holding above the capitulation zone will be crucial. So, guys, let's take a quick look here. I think it's pretty clear that this had a monstrous run, okay? But we are sitting here, right? And I'm not going to sell you guys opium. One of the things I do is I'm a technical analyst, okay? And, you know, I know that people might get caught up with saying this is accumulation, or they probably thought this is accumulation, or they thought this was accumulation. Like, guys, I'm here to tell you guys that we are probably not close to the bottom unless something changes. Unless maybe, like, we keep on going here and kind of keep chopping here. That is possible as well, right? But right now, it just looks like we're probably going to keep breaking down, right? And that's not bad. That's not a bad thing if we keep breaking down. It just means that, hey, listen, we may be able to accumulate more woo at cheaper prices. And so, again, I'm ready for either scenario. And if you guys are not following me on Twitter, link is in the bio. If I see something that sticks out, if I see that woo breaks down to a certain price point, then, hey, maybe I might share it there. And, you know, overall, I still do believe that this area is not a bad area to even accumulate, right? So this is like an accumulation zone because we have been going sideways here for quite a bit, and we've already retraced so much. Like, we've already retraced 94%, which is insane. So, you know, it's not bad to pick up a little bit here, DCA, right? And that is not financial advice. It can go to 0, and, you know, that's also a possibility. So do not go off of this video alone. Do not buy it based off of my opinion, right? I mean, I'm just one person, right? I could be wrong. So go ahead, keep learning more and more about woo. But I personally believe that this is not a bad area to scoop some up. Even if we do go lower, it's still not a bad idea. I would personally be staking it, but that's besides that. Moving on, we got my boy Ric Flair for the conclusion. So the founder of the Kronos Research founded Woo to solve the problem that they encountered: sourcing deep liquidity. Being that Kronos Research traded billions of dollars daily, they needed an exchange that can handle their throughput. And that is what makes me bullish on the Woo network. They are solving their own problem, so they know exactly what they need to make sure it's successful. Guys, I literally been talking so much right now, I feel like I can't even read right now. But I'm gonna keep reading. If I mess up again, I'm gonna have to take a quick sip of water. Not only are they solving their own problem, but they've also been able to tap into other ecosystems and partner with well-known entities per Figure B. Another thing that I really like is how the tokenomics are similar to BNB in some ways, talking about the burn. There's a constant burn taking place for the Woo token each month, which will incentivize holders. The burn structure is reliant on the business of Woo network, and it seems like they have no competitors at the moment for sourcing deep liquidity across CeFi and DeFi exchanges. This is what makes me very bullish on what's to come for the Woo network. However, it does not mean it's correlated to the value of Woo token. And there you go. You have Ric Flair giving it to you guys with a stamp of approval. And I just want to be very clear that, you know, I'm bullish on Woo. I think that Woo's going to do amazing things. And that is why I decided to write about it, right? I really like Woo. I like what they're doing. And basically, guys, you know, in short, just to recap what Woo Network is, in one sentence, if I had to tell you guys, Woo Network is sourcing deep liquidity so that big entities that are trading billions of dollars can get in and out of trades very fast. By partnering with CeFi and DeFi exchanges, they're able to pull that liquidity together so that they can make that magic happen. And that is why Woo is very unique. No one is like them, and I really like how they've integrated the Woo token with multiple use cases, multiple ways that you know, it can be good to even hold it as a, you know, token holder when it has, of course, multiple use cases like I've mentioned earlier. And yeah, overall, it's just very, very bullish. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and making it this far. I really would appreciate it if you like, because it really helps the algorithm here. And as always, haro haro haro. Peace.